Now for another local derby and our second featured match, this time in the northwest and the sparkling new home of Bolton Wanderers, the Reebok Stadium. The first Saturday game in the Premier League to be staged here, and the perfect visitors to mark the occasion, the champions Manchester United. After 102 years at Burnden Park, Bolton now have a ground worthy of the 21st century, and they'll be hoping to preserve their Premier League status beyond that landmark. Making his English Premier League debut is the South African defender Mark Fish, signed this week from Italian side Lazio. He lines up alongside another Bolton debutant, Mike Whitlow, who joined in the week from Leicester City. The United manager Alex Ferguson nearly signed Fish 2 years ago. His priority now is keeping his team top of the Premier League. Bolton manager Colin Todd just wants to consolidate. His side haven't won a league game since the opening day. Todd has had to drop his own son, Andy, to accommodate the two new Bolton signings. Peter Beardsley starts the game on the bench, following a training accident earlier in the week. So renewing his partnership with Nathan Blake up front is John McGinley, scorer of the last ever goal at Burnden, now hoping he can score the first at the Reebok Stadium. Manchester United keep the side that achieved the midweek Champions League success in Slovakia. Karol Poborski keeps his place, Ryan Giggs is not quite fully fit, nor is Teddy Sheringham, but Norwegian striker Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was hurt in pre-season, is among the substitutes. Andy Cole starts as United's lone striker. Among the sellout crowd of 25,000 for this Greater Manchester derby is our match commentator Martin Tyler.
Keane, Poborski, Scholes, who offers so much variety to United's play. When he can get in the side, that is. Such is the competition for places. Blake. Looking for McGinley, but astutely placed was Gary Neville. And in that Bolton attack, although he didn't get a touch of the ball on the cross, was Mark Fish. So Bolton have a corner. Looking for a goal which would have special significance. Schmeichel has fun with it. Pollock might get it. And he realises what an opportunity has passed Bolton by here. The corner into the near post area. Schmeichel wanted to take charge but didn't. And on the left foot of Jamie Pollock, well, he hooked it wide with plenty of the goal to aim at. McGinley. Here's Pollock. Bergson. Back with Thompson. Alan Thompson again. Pollock making Manchester United do a bit of chasing this time. Franson. Sellers. It's over Schmeichel, or was it? Nearly dropped to McGinley. He thought it was over the goalkeeper, but Schmeichel just reached up, poured it down into an area that could still have given his team problems. Well, it's a corner. We'll come back to the earlier chance that came from a similar situation. Fish. Well, Mark Fish making his presence felt here on his Bolton Wanderers debut, and he certainly beat Gary Pallister to it, and not too far away from giving Bolton the lead. Franson. Crowd warning him about the arrival of Scholes. It's a measure of the standards Manchester United expect of themselves, that they were disappointed only to win 3-0 in the Champions League game against Kosice away. Sellers. On the ball, but I think the referee has given the free kick for a bit of holding on Sellers prior to that. So Bolton with a free kick. It's Franson who takes it. One trying to outwit another and almost succeeding. Must have been an awful lot of bend on that. And Schmeichel looked somewhat surprised that it hit the bar. This is McGinley, and he certainly followed into Pallister then, and Gary Pallister, although he's smiling, was provoked into some reaction of his own. A rumbustious Scot, John McGinley, and he wasn't really entitled to do what he did. It wasn't a crippling challenge, but it ruffled Pallister's feathers, and Paul Durkin deciding that there's a bit of sorting out to do. In fact, Pollock is also being called out, but he wasn't really involved in what had been going on for a minute or so there. It might reoccur. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Here comes the corner. And Mark Fish cleared, importantly for Bolton. Thompson. This is Blake. Pressed by Neville that time. Thompson takes it on. And Owen had gone across to be the important defender. Whitlow's header drops into midfield, and it's Irwin to get to the ball for United again. Sellers. Being played with the hearts as well as the heads at the moment. And David Beckham getting caught up in that. Yellow card for him. Bolton were a bit annoyed that the game was stopped, but the referee, I think, realising that we're at a pretty high temperature at the moment. And if he can cool things down by applying a card or two, he will. Franson has been booked, and Beckham. And there may be more work for Paul Durkin here. He is conscious that Bolton have kept possession, not to any great advantage. Pallister, a little flustered momentarily it seemed, and now he's reacting to Blake, and it's Nathan Blake's raised his hands, and Paul Durkin's got to sort this out. It's been simmering, and now it's totally boiling over. Pallister, who was roughed up by McGinley a minute or two ago, and then found himself in contact with Blake, who lost his cool as well and might lose his place in the game. Now, what is going to be the colour of the card here? Gary Pallister, who very rarely does get into trouble, but he's been shaken out of his normal calm, and he's gone. Gary Pallister sent off at the Reebok Stadium, and Blake will surely go as well. Well, Pallister had been cool on the ball to get away from Blake, who certainly fouled him, but Pallister's blood still running from the earlier incidents with McGinley, and he retaliated. Blake didn't walk away, arms were raised, and now the two of them are off. And they do have separate tunnels here at the Reebok Stadium, and it's probably just as well. Pallister's gone down the away tunnel, and Blake heads for the home dressing room. Who is the butt of the crowd's discontent at the moment. He has to live with that, whatever the circumstances these days in away games, with his high-profile, almost pop star image, and his famous girlfriend. Cole. Well, the angle may be set up here for a bender from David Beckham. Brannigan's only asked for 2 in the wall. Beckham goes for goal. Brannigan got to it, parried it. And then Franson swept the ball past Beckham rather imperiously. A crowd lifted by that. But Owen Fish has missed it. Cole waiting for others to arrive like Scholes. And there was a little bit of swerve on that shot, it seemed, judging from Brannigan's reactions. Mark Fish relieved that the goalkeeper saved this. It was his mistake that kept Manchester United going forward, and Brannigan in danger of diving too far across. Fish dispossessed by Solskjaer. Very deep ball, but one would suspect deliberately aimed for Beckham. Had to scurry here, but has done that successfully. And Solskjaer is onside, able to get the ball down, but then find the barrier that is Peter Beardsley. But Keane got past him. Brannigan knocks it up in the air. In goes Cole. Well, we still haven't seen a goal at the Reebok Stadium, but that was mighty close to the very first. Irwin. Now Beckham. Phil Neville's had plenty of the ball since coming on. Cole, able to turn and face up and get a shot in. That was hit with plenty of venom. But it just flew past the post. A couple of feet the other way, and I don't think Brannigan would have had a prayer. It's a match that's been short of the extra attacker since the sending off. The way both teams, of course, Bolton lost the forward with Blake going off. Manchester United had to rein in other parts of the team to cover for Pallister's dismissal. Paul Durkin, if he's anticipated or spotted some time wasting, he's quite entitled to take the game on this far. Franson. McGinley didn't meet it. Philip Neville didn't flinch in his own goal area. Just away from John McGinley. Time now for the corner to be taken. And Bolton are more ambitious here. Taggart and Fish both prepared to attack this one, and Gary Neville gets the final touch of the game. 2 matches in this sumptuous setting, the Reebok Stadium, 2 goalless draws. Bolton will be pleased to hold Manchester United here, but United stay on top of the table. A match that will be remembered for the double sending off with Nathan Blake of Bolton and Gary Pallister of Manchester United getting into a tangle. And Pallister's first red card in his distinguished career with Manchester United. He got one previously in his time with Middlesbrough, if memory serves me right. But the home fans in their new surroundings, pleased with the home team, because they've got memories of what Manchester United did to Bolton a couple of years ago. And they, like the management, will take the point. Bolton still with just the 1 win so far on their return to the Premier League. It's been a busy afternoon for Paul Durkin, and the final score, Bolton 0, Manchester United 0.
I can only speak on behalf of Nathan, and once players raise their hands, and then you know, the referee's got to do what he thinks is necessary, and that is to send players off. So I haven't spoken to Nathan, but I will be speaking to him, and it'll be an internal matter.
Well, we're disappointed we didn't win, but I think our commitment was terrific, and we tried to win a bit. At the end of the day, we didn't make enough chances to win the match, so therein lies the reason for us not winning, really.
It was very exciting, very passionate, as Colin Todd said. I've played in many derbies, the Roma, Lazio, but this was very passionate, and I'm very happy with the result. Man United, the champions, but just another team, and on the day I think we actually deserved to win it, but happy with the result, not only a draw.